Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Heart of Christ Ministry. I am your host, Reverend Shaun Robert Grant. And for all you New Orleans people, you can see I got the Saints colors on the marquee today. Yeah, that's fun. Anywho, hope all is fantastic. Hope that you are doing well. Hope that you are living on a faith that is unshakable, rooted in conviction that is true power. And so, with that being said, Saturday, man, feels like this week is flying already. Midway through the 8th month of the year. It's Saturday, you got to excuse me. Oh, and want to send a happy birthday out to my youngest brother. Happy 35th to my youngest brother. I got to give you a call here in just a bit. I'll do that after this is done. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, it's exciting. And the day is amazing. The day will continue to be amazing. The day will continue to offer opportunities to be the absolute very best that we can be. Right? Doesn't it make you want to sing? It's a beautiful day, and I'm happy to say, singing along, a real good song, 'cause it's a beautiful day. All right, I'm no Keith David, but hey, I can hold a little Tim. So with that being said, guys, once again, if you're watching this presently, welcome. If you're watching this in the future, welcome as well. The message is going to be timeless, so it's going to help you either way. And so Heart of Christ Ministry, once again, pushing the buck, allowing people to be empowered, allowing people to be uplifted, allowing people to be inspired to a higher, or more importantly, the highest level of consciousness that their potential will allow, right? And that's on you. That depends on you, okay? And so in understanding that, you know, in order for your consciousness to grow, someone has to be there to stroke the fire, right? Somebody has to be there to light the fire within you for you to decide, okay, is this what I want? And if you're here, it's true. That's what you want, right? So the number one way to start to get there is to utilize the power of your subconscious mind. Okay. Utilize the power of your subconscious mind in all things. It can help you to prosper. You can look at this as God's powerful gift that he's given to each and every one of us to use to connect to the big divine mind, the creative universal mind, and manifest whatever we choose through that process. Okay. So this is some really, really amazing stuff that you may be aware of it, but what I want to do is tickle more of the ivories a little bit more so you can kind of get a deeper understanding of what you're working with as it relates to your subconscious mind. And so I also feel led to do this real quick before we get in. So today's title, yes, using your subconscious mind to prosper and succeed at all things. I want to throw this in here right quick, guys. So it's been brought to my attention that some people say, well, I want to sow into your ministry, but I don't see how. So we're going to do this before, just in case you can't stay until the end of the message. If you have found this message or any messages in the past beneficial, and it's touched your heart and it's allows you to resonate at a higher level vibration and it's giving you greater wisdom, guys, by all means, feel free to sow a seed today at Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, ShaunG04@gmail.com. Keep in mind with ministries, it's the resources that come in from the people that are being encouraged, inspired, empowered, and uplifted that matter the most. And I want to thank you in advance for your kindness and generosity. At any point in time you want to give, go there and give without hesitation. And like I said, you're appreciated and I'm grateful. And thank you to all the people who brought this to my attention, because now I can do this up front first and then I'll do it again towards the end. But this way you don't miss it. Okay. So we're getting back into using your subconscious mind to prosper and succeed at all times. Okay. And so let's just think about what the subconscious mind is. If you look at the description, it tells you that it runs 95% of your life. But the truth of the matter is there's no physical evidence of it, but somehow or another, not somehow, by the divine, by God being as intelligent and wonderful as it is, placed a subconscious mind that could store all things within that consciousness, right? Because it's subconscious. It's the subconsciousness that you're holding, right? And so what's absolutely mind-blowing about this whole thing is that it can put us in a place where we can set our lives on automatic one way or another, right? So that means you can set it on automatic to prosper, or you can set it on automatic to fail and fail miserably, and to always pick up walls or run into walls when you're consistently attempting to be and do the very best that you can, right? So a lot of times as we grow up, it's the conditioning. And as a matter of fact, let me just click. This goes to number one. Okay. The subconscious mind picks up everything. So when we're at an age of when we're born to about the time we're 7, we're picking up everything, right? Everything around us, we're processing, we're observing our parents and our authority figures, and we're seeing what is of great importance. And these very instances are influencing us to really, as you'll see later on, create filters of what's important. And so when the subconscious mind sees what's important to you, it's going to give you more of that. Okay, I'll say that one more time because that's huge. When the subconscious mind knows what's important to you, it's going to filter everything else out and it's going to give you more of that. All right. So what does this mean? If it is important to you to have a loving family, right, and you establish that with your subconscious mind, almost automatically, because the subconscious controls your behaviors. The subconscious controls, your ability to be the very best that you can, right? Or the very worst that you can. The thing is, it has no decision on whether, it doesn't pick and choose. It takes whatever you give it, right? So how do we use that to our advantage? Well, I created a product last year. It's called Become a Powerhouse in Auditioning. I actually wrote a book on it. And one of the ideas within was called the priming effect. Okay. And the priming effect is basically setting up constant consciousness reminders of what you want your subconscious mind to carry out, right, and manifest within your life. So case in point, right on my keyboard of my computer, I'll read them to you. Every area of my life is unfolding perfectly in each and every moment. I am perfect, right? All that I've desired and will desire, I already have. And that's been there for about 2 years now. When I learned this whole concept, I did everything I possibly could to prime my subconscious with my wife's help, who's amazing. But we wanted to prime our minds with the idea of what we expect to unfold, because here's the thing. Your life is your consciousness, right? And your consciousness is 95% your subconsciousness, right? So if that's the case, the first thing we got to do is make sure that we're in alignment with it and we're running on those same programs. All right. And so how we do that is we really begin to build a rapport with it and communicate in a way that it can respond back to us. And I'll give you a tip here. Not a lot of times, the body is the outpicturing of the subconscious mind. Right. So whenever I ask my subconscious mind something and it affirms it to me, something happens with my body, whether it's a hiccup, whether it's a cough, whether it's a burp, whether it's a body movement or whatever it is, or something like cracks or whatever it is, like the body responds. And I know, like, once I became aware that that was actually the way it was not only telling me yes, but reaffirming the yes, I was able to realize, okay, My subconscious mind is listening intently to what I have to say. So I have to ensure that I'm very, very clear and very, very detailed in my message that I'm giving it, because if not, guess what? I am going to falter and likely get something I do not want for myself and for everybody else. Okay. So just to give you an example of what it means, subconscious mind picking up everything. So you are moving through a day of all types of stimulation that you're perceiving. And there is so much stuff coming at you. As a matter of fact, you could honestly say there are millions of different things coming at you. But here's the thing. Here's the beauty with the subconscious mind. You're only noticing what's important, right? So I'll give you an instance. I walk out the door with my wife in the morning. The first thing I notice, oh my gosh, it is beautiful. Look at the sunshine. It is amazing. Like the sun is out, it's warm today. The lake is beautiful. Like everything feels so peaceful and serene and calm. And so that is what matters to me. That's what my subconscious mind filters out. I could walk outside and say, oh my God, it's so hot out here. Why is it so hot in South Florida? Why I have to go through this? And it would bring me that if I chose to make that of great importance. So it's going to, and this is one of the bullet points we have later on. It's gonna make important, or it's going to filter rather, what you believe to be important. And you got to know it's picking up everything. So if you know it's picking up everything, why not surround yourself with things you want it to pick up, right? So the entire area of this place is surrounded with inspirational, uplifting quotes, with quotes that remind us of how happy, loving, peaceful, prosperous, joyful, excited we are about life. And then before time, because you also get that repetition going with it, you begin to feel that stuff naturally. And you feel it naturally when you go to somebody else's place and all of a sudden you start feeling a little bit off. It's because you don't have this same energy surrounding you. Okay. So keep in mind, it picks up everything. Even if you were to just write a note on your desk, I am enough. I am worthy. I am perfect just the way that I am. I am so blessed. That would work wonders if you put it on your computer and you saw it every day, every moment of the day, or even the refrigerator, somewhere where you can pick it up, right? Because it's picking up everything, even the stuff in the peripheral. It's picking it up. That's so important to know that, guys. Okay. So moving on to number 2, which is basically just what I said, but let's touch on it a little bit before we move on, right? It's going to filter what you give importance to. So there's something actually that I wanted to talk to you about that really begins to really help us to know and to see and to understand how powerful this is, right? So perfect example, because prosperity is like my area of mastery. If you find yourself in a position where you log into your accounts and all of a sudden you have this stressful reaction, right? You look at it and you say, it was not as high as it normally was. I feel more comfortable with it being a certain way. And you start to create this reaction. Because see, once again, it doesn't know the difference between, it's neutral, right? So you can say, I'm an SOB, right? And I'm always going to be an SOB. Or you can say, oh, I'm so stupid, right? It's going to pick that up. And depending upon how much desire and conviction is behind it, it's going to bring that about. That's why a lot of times you can see stuff happen to you and you're scratching your head like, I just have no idea why this happened. But guess what? The subconscious mind is like you were as that little kid looking and listening and waiting for something to hear. And as soon as it hears it and it finds it has emotion behind it, it's like, oh, this is important. Bing. And it says, got to bring it through an experience. And then all of a sudden you have an experience that correlates exactly to that feeling, or expression. So you have to be mindful of your language. Bible says life and death are in the power of the tongue, right? So if life and death are in the power of the tongue, that means whatever I'm speaking and can bring life, or whatever I'm speaking can bring death, right? And death in the sense of misfortune, mishaps, misconceptions, and things of the sort. So we always want to give the importance to the stuff that we desire to see more of, because once again, it would be sensory overload if we could actually process all the stuff that's happening to us right now. But the subconscious mind only desires to bring what we feel is most important to our lives. Okay, so that's something definitely to really check off the boxes and understand. Okay, what am I giving importance to? I really need to think about that, because that's going to determine what shows up in my life. All right. So moving to number 3, and this is, something else we touched on earlier, is that the subconscious mind can't process negatives, right? Because it's neutral. So this is pure, unfiltered, untouched energy until we give it a directive. We give it an order. We give it a self-image, right? So once again, as you're born, in your age 0 to 7, and even then some, you're observing everything around you, right? You're picking up everything around you from everyone around you. And a lot of times, the subconscious mind, once again, works like a little kid. You don't know what's negative and what's not. You just see what's happening, in the midst of your experience, and you're just picking it up, right? Doesn't matter if it's negative or positive, right? Your parents or your mom or dad can wind up being on the phone calling somebody, "You asshole," and you're like 4 or 5. You're like, okay, next time I see somebody, I'm gonna call them an asshole. And you don't even know that it's wrong until somebody tells you. Now, these patterns can be interrupted, but at the same time, it just goes to show you, especially if you have kids, like they're looking at every single thing you're doing. That's why it's always, you see them picking up patterns that look similar to you, because kids are watching your every step. They're sponging every single thing without a filter to say positive or negative, right? So in knowing that, and knowing that our subconscious minds operate the same way, you never say negative statements. Or like, you never say, let's say if you want more income or you want more money to come into your life, never say, "I'm tired of being broke." I'm never say, "I'm sick of being broke." Why? Because all it can hear is like, all the subconscious mind picks up is being broke. And it's going to bring you more opportunities to be broke. Right? So you say stuff affirmatively, right? Like, "I'm so excited that I'm making more income at this moment right now." And you make sure that it's present, right? Because if it's present and it's in this place of, because it only knows right now, that's the nature of the mind. It only knows right now because it's eternal. Then it's going to pick that up, and it picks up making more income right now. Okay. So there are many tricks of the trade. Keep in mind, if you have any questions about this, I'd be more than happy to help you. So write me an email, inbox, whatever it may be, but understand that you've got to be specific. You've got to be mindful. I don't want to say careful, because careful indicates that there's danger, but you've got to be mindful of what's coming out of your mouth, what's feeding, your senses, because it is picking up and remembering everything. And it is picking up and remembering everything to the degree of really like implementing that stuff when it's given enough of it, right? And a case in point, before we get ready to move on, all you have to do is watch young kids come to a place where if they've been told they're not good enough their entire lives, or they're this or that, why do you think they grow up to have low self-esteem, right? Why do you think they grow up with low self-worth? Because the subconscious mind has been fed, I'm not shit. I ain't shit. I ain't shit. Over and over and over. That's where the struggle comes from, because the self-image is full of that low self-worth. Now, just imagine somebody's been telling you are amazing just the way you are. You are perfect. You don't have to do anything else. You are loved. You are wonderful. And you get that over and over and over. Guess what? Self-worth through the roof. All the most amazing, wonderful things happen to you. And all it is, just think of a computer and programming that computer with the right type of software that runs in a way that provides, resources and solutions for every task that you have. That's how you want to set up your subconscious mind, right? Number 4, moving on here. The subconscious mind is active 24/7, 365 days a year, and wants to help you prosper and succeed. And how did I know this? Because guess what? Before I go to bed at night, I talk to my subconscious mind. Throughout the day, I talk to my subconscious mind. When I'm in the grocery store, I talk to my subconscious mind to know if it's in my highest good to get something or not. And I've built a rapport to where I can hear it talk to me like another person just sitting there, right? And I can get that guidance. I can get that wisdom. Even when it seems like it should be something else, I will talk to it, right? And show it love and appreciate in gratitude its communication. So guess what happens when I do that? It's giving me back every single thing that I will give to it. If I give love, gratitude, appreciation, kindness to my subconscious mind, it gives me all that back, and then the wisdom that comes with it, because it's all wise. It knows everything. It has all truth, all wisdom, all knowledge, all understanding. Right? And this is within you right now. And it has been since the day you came into this world. It's within you right now. So when understanding that, what are we going to do? Right? What are we going to do if we have this ultimate resource that is programmed to give us whatever we want, does not sway one way or the other until it's directed? Why not use that to not only help yourself to succeed and prosper, but to help everybody else around you, right? It's just that simple. You give it a directive, and it sounds something like, supreme infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind. It is my intention to easily and effortlessly manifest $50 before 1:30 p.m. today in the most easy, effortless, wonderful way possible under grace. And so it is. You see how specific that was? Because if we're not specific, right? If I didn't say 1:30 p.m. today, guess what? Today is every day for the subconscious mind. So it would pick a day 10 or 11 years down the road, and it would give me $50 at 1:30 p.m. And I'm like, huh? It's like, oh, because guess what? I didn't make it specific. You need to be as specific as possible. Once again, one amazing thing I learned, we can't just say things like rich, prosperous, loving, successful. We can't say things like that. We need to get right down to the T. We've got to paint a picture, right? It can't tell the difference, once again, between real images and images that are imagined also. But we have to paint the picture. We've got to really give it a specific, direct order filled with faith, knowing that it can do it and it can accomplish it, and allow it to work from there, right? Any specificity left out, could be disastrous, right? I had a client one time who was wanting a new car. And, I continually told her, I was like, okay, you have to be specific when it comes to doing this. You have to be specific, okay? If you're not specific, what's going to happen is you're going to get what you want, but it could be in a way that's not conducive to what you're thinking. So she wanted a new car, but instead of being specific, she says, I am enjoying my new car. So subconscious mind says, new car at any cost, right? Not at any cost, but basically new car without anything else. So it always takes the path of least resistance. So because her mindset was still not all the way over, there was a part of her consciousness that felt like the only way she could get a new car was wrecking the one she had. Okay. She got in a wreck, right? Thankfully, she was okay, but there could have been a lot easier way, looking back on it, to manifest an easier car with her subconscious mind. But she wasn't specific. And something like that, you would say, supreme infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind. It is my intention, my desire to easily and effortlessly manifest a brand new car, 2020 Chevy Corvette red with leather interior, chrome wheels, heated seats, undergrace in a perfect way that is in the highest good for me and all concerned. Right. So I can actually get even more specific with that. But you see how specific I went. So and when I say easily, effortlessly under grace means that nobody's getting hurt in the process when I'm manifesting this vehicle. Right. Nobody is falling victim to me being careless with the power that I've been given, because a lot of people do that. Right. A lot of people, they miss the specificity, and then they fall victim to having it show up in a way that's like, oh God, what just happened? Right. So understand that it's going to take the path of least resistance. And sometimes, unless you direct it, if the path of least resistance is destructive, it's going to choose it, because once again, it can't know negatives. It's neutral. Right. It's just finding out the easiest way to give you what you want. And that's pure, unfiltered power. So to recap for number 4, it's active 24/7. It's running your body. You can tell your body what to do through your subconscious mind, right? If you want to lose weight, tell it you want to lose weight. Get specific about how many pounds you want to lose, what weight you want to lose, what day you want to be at that certain weight, what you want your body to look like. Pull out a pen, write it down. Writing is perfect. Get as specific as you possibly can with this, and you will see success repeat itself over and over, because you're being so clear and concise about what you need and desire from your greatest ally, your subconscious mind, right? And I promise you, it will help you succeed in anything, and you can ask it anything. It does not matter at any point in time. Get silent enough, right? Go within, build that rapport with it where you can talk to it like it's another person and ask it whatever question you need an answer to, knowing that it holds all truth, all wisdom, all knowledge, all understanding. It's been called the Akashic Records, but it basically is it's God, right? It's an aspect of God within us that gives us that godlike power to do these things that we're often limited to do from a human's perspective. Okay. So with that being said, you should understand the power of your subconscious mind at this point, guys. And with that being said, we're going to wrap today's message up. This is one of my favorites because, once again, practical messages, practical, being able to help you to take what it is that you need. Oh, don't need a call. Take exactly what you need, put it into your life, and have it create a result as soon as today, right? That is what matters. That is what Heart of Christ is all about. So if you have any questions, any prayer, any things you want me to stand in agreement with for you, write to me at ShaunG04@gmail.com. Don't hesitate. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. Not a problem whatsoever. And we did this before. And once again, guys, thank you for bringing this to my attention. But if you have enjoyed this message, if you feel that you have benefited from this message or any messages in the past, and you would like to sow a seed into this ministry, sow a seed into this ministry. When you sow a seed, it grows and it expands, and it allows you to plant even more seeds, right? It comes from a place of giving with love. So if it is in your heart to sow a seed today. Sow a seed. Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, ShaunG04 @gmail.com. Don't hesitate. Do it right now. And with that being said, guys, that is it for me today at Heart of Christ Ministry. Reverend Shaun Robert Grant signing off, feeling great, feeling happy. Hope you are doing the same. Matter of fact, let me pray for you before I head out. It is my prayer that the awareness of the power within you grow so greatly and so magnificently that you're able to navigate your life with ease, with joy, with peace, with love, and you're able to produce all the success, abundance, and prosperity that you desire, all from knowing the power within yourself. I lift you up. I lift this ministry up to the wonderful hands of God. And I say thank you for everything that is about to happen, that is unfolding right now, because we are all, I'm about to say both, but all taking complete control of our subconscious mind. With that said, so it is. Amen. Have a wonderful Saturday, ladies and gents. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.